They got nothing to say. Some people got the right words and they're what we need to hear.
This outfit. Before she was giving me Janet Jackson vibes. Now I'm getting Madonna vibes.
I get a Shega vibe, Madonna. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's very Madonna.
This is like a good Coachella outfit.
Coachella, absolutely.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
You go to Coachella. Have you gone?
I haven't gone.
No, I feel like that's something you would do.
I should.
You should.
I should.
You should definitely bucket
Yeah.
list.
Maybe we'll go together.
Yay! That would be
an
so
adventure.
fun. Cheers to that.
We're like, cheers.
Yeah, as always.
That's true. Let's get some good luck. All right, you girls are ready?
Okay, pick
Yes.
a good one.
Well, pick a good one. I have no control. I have no control over this.
Oh, it's so.
Ooh, okay. So, do you consider yourself a feminist? And can chivalry and feminism coexist?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
Yes
Okay.
and yes.
Really? Because a lot of people feel like, if you want men and women to be equal and stuff like that, like how can you at the same time expect the men to do all this extra stuff
That's a
and to pay
Quebecers
for
thing.
you and to open the doors and you think it's a Quebec thing?
Because Quebecers, they have this,
Me
this
too. I totally
movement
agree.
of female feminists, like females being equal to men, and that means that everything's shared equally. I don't think that's what feminism is.
Okay.
Like splitting the bill, like no.
Are you
I'm not that
feminist?
kind of
And what
feminist.
does it mean
To
to
me,
you?
feminism has nothing to do with our relationship with men or our relationship in society. Even to me, it's
relationship with
about who
yourself.
we are.
Yeah.
The embodiment of our full womanhood.
Okay.
I think that's what feminism is to
Interesting.
me.
I absolutely agree with Cher.
So
Absolutely.
And with that, chivalry.
So you think one has nothing to do with the other? If a guy is chivalrous, it doesn't mean that he's not treating you equally.
No.
Okay.
I think
Because
that's how they should
some
be.
people, that's how they see it.
But my boyfriend, for an example, he's a feminist guy.
Okay.
He's absolutely for women empowerment. He always said, if one day I have a daughter, I want her to be, on top. He's like more a Michelle Obama kind of guy than, maybe a Britney Spears 2000 kind of guy. Because he thinks, truly, because he thinks that women have, when we have something to say, we don't need to let getting off our clothes,
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
right.
So he's very feminist in that way, but he's absolutely chill. We've been going out for 6 years now.
Okay.
And trust me guys, I haven't never get out a penny of my pocket every
Okay.
time we go out.
Okay.
He always pay for me. He always open the doors for me. Like, I'm not saying like, sometimes I just like, please let me pay. It's my turn. Like, it's my pleasure too, but he doesn't because he feels it's his role to do
Okay.
so.
Right.
Okay.
But he's still a feminist.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We had like a deep conversation with my sister who's in university in Texas with my husband over the summer because she's like a hardcore feminist. But like she like her virtues and like her like, and I consider myself a feminist as well, but not at the same level as
Okay.
her. For
Why?
me, I support her obviously, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't
Right.
not support her in front of my husband. I was like, Alexis is right. But on my end, I consider a feminist to be women who are equal to men in all aspects of life. If I want to pay, I'll pay. Doesn't mean that I will always pay. If he wants to pay, he'll pay. But like I can
Exactly.
pay. I don't ever want to feel like I'm beneath
Yeah.
a man because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And I always try to give young girls a platform to where they feel like they're equal as well. I'm gonna cut to like something else later, but my sister Alexis is like extreme. She's like, I'm a woman. A woman is basically the leader of like the household.
Okay.
No man should ever like. Whoa. Yeah. It was so. And my husband was like, they were debating it. It was a good debate, but at the same time, it was getting a little hostile in the household.
Okay.
How old is
But
she?
then that's not feminism.
She's 20.
Because feminism has to do with equality. She's actually saying that women are superior.
100%,
Right.
and that's what Mensa
Which
was
is
saying.
another thing,
That's
yeah.
what Mensa was saying. It's like, you're saying that you're superior. She's like, no, not in, but it was like conflicting. She
Right.
said that in her class that she took feminism and business at
Okay.
University of Texas.
Okay.
And she said that this was an ongoing debate in her class, and that some women felt one way, men felt one way, and then another group of women. But the women were always divided. The men never were. And it's because I thought that was
And the
interesting
men felt
too.
always felt what? What did the men feel?
The men were always, so she said that in her class, the men were basically like, I support women, whatever a woman wants, like, it's your choice.
Right.
Type thing. Like, they were just like,
They're like, we're staying out of it.
We're staying out of it. That's typical men, though.
yeah. And then you had women who were just like, I want to be seen as equal as you this, and then you had women
Yeah.
like her.
Yeah.
But then the two women were like arguing against each other, debating with one another in class, because they're on our side, like, we're like, but you're saying that you're inferior to them, and for them, they're like, no, we're saying that, like, we have the choice to choose what we want. Maybe we want them to be that way, maybe we don't, but we
Right.
still want freedom.
I do think it's about choice.
Agreed.
course.
Yeah.
I do agree. I think that everyone agrees on that, but it was just so extreme. Cut to, I've been going into schools lately, and this whole like girl power. You know, we're going to schools and we're really targeting young girls to feel like the best them that they can be. And it's one school that we went to recently in Montreal. We included boys.
Oh wow.
Just
Cool.
because it was about some other stuff. And then there was one question about self-esteem. And we were asking the girls and the boys, like, who has bad self-esteem, like who doesn't have self-esteem? And all the boys raised their hand.
Really, I'm surprised
Yeah.
about that. Because as
I'm not
adults,
surprised.
I
I'm not
find guys
surprised.
very insecure, very low self-esteem.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
no,
Even
but
as men,
they've
yeah.
actually done studies, and Dove did a whole campaign about that, where when men look in the mirror or when men like evaluate themselves, they always think higher about themselves than the actual
When-
reality.
when-
when was the
and
study?
women tend to like downplay
When was
themselves.
the study, though? When was the study?
In the U.S.
But when was it? When?
Oh, when? My God.
Is it old?
No, it's not that old. Like,
But it was in the
for-
U.S. though.
No, but this also was kids.
Exactly.
and, like,
Maybe for children,
Children
it's
is different, and that's what the agency. That's what, because I work with the government, and the government was like, believe it or not, we have special programs for just little boys.
Right.
Because they're going through puberty later, and like we're so like feminism for these young girls. You can be whoever you want to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of
girl
programs
power
for the
programs,
girls.
and there's
Yeah.
nothing really
Nothing
for the
for-
boys.
That's what I'm saying. Like recently, like the women have come into their power in recent times, and so women are on the rise. So of course, women supporting
But
women.
that's a recent thing. Yeah,
it's
that's
very,
very recent.
So
Yes.
I feel like
These
men
these
and
kids
boys
are like
kinda
grade 5,
maybe
6.
feel like
That
5,
sector,
6.
right? Like
Right.
these, and like we
young.
we
You know
had
what
them.
self-esteem is?
I started crying. we asked them to give us 3 qualities of themselves that were 3 like flaws.
Okay.
Like, can you find 3 flaws of yourself? A couple girls, all boys raised their hand.
Is that a
about flaws.
parenting issue
Okay.
though?
I don't
Like,
think so. I think
like
so. What
how
I was
we make
taught,
our men, our young boys.
what I was
feel?
taught was basically that marketing and we're basically raising strong women these
Yeah.
days. Like it's totally changed.
flipping.
Feminism,
Yeah.
it's flipping.
Yeah.
And the young boys. So I'd be interested to know how people feel about boys feel about feminism
See, that's
in
what,
years to
yeah,
come.
I feel like that's why I don't really, what's the
Mix?
word? I don't really identify with the whole feminist movement because I feel it's throwing things off
Yeah.
balance. I feel like we shouldn't think of things as, I think we should think of we both have feminine and masculine energy inside of us. Like I'm very feminine and very masculine as well. And I think we need to focus on having both and being more balanced. And
Yeah.
our men being more feminine and women being more feminine and masculine. And
Yeah, but the reason you can't do that is because the issues in the system, when you talk about differences in salaries and things like that,
Yeah.
is a men and women issue.
Yeah.
The women are making less money.
Yeah.
The black women are making even less money.
yeah.
You
Like,
know?
it keeps on
so you
going.
have
Yeah.
no choice to like target that
For sure,
specifically.
you're more like you're talking like affirmative action.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah.
have to, you know.
For sure.
So even in terms of like policies and like the things that you spend, like why is there taxes on like tampons and female hygiene? Like there are certain things that
No.
you see a discrepancy,
But I also think
even
women
in terms of
contribute to that.
medical research.
Because I've seen studies like like me being a woman in engineering, there's lots of women who major in what they call STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, and don't actually stay in that career. A lot of women take themselves out of the game because they have
Why?
Because they have a family and they have kids and they feel they want to be a housewife.
It's a choice.
I don't want to raise their children.
I feel a lot of
Sometimes
women
it's
take
just
themselves
the-
out of the game
yeah.
as well.
Sometimes,
I feel-
but sometimes they feel like they kind of have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes they feel like they kind of have to
It's
because
unfortunate, but I do agree.
there's
For sure, if you have
several
like two
diver-
small children.
and also the company you work for. Some companies are better at helping employees with the work-life balance, and that is getting better, I find, in the corporate world.
Yeah.
But again, that's recent. Before, it was very rigid. You couldn't work from home. You didn't have flexible hours. There's no daycare nearby. There's a
9 to
lot of
5.
variables that will affect your career choices.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know that one couple in Toronto that I knew, his wife was making decent money, but they had like 3 kids in daycare, plus like someone babysitting all the time.
And I know.
It was basically her
It's
salary.
expensive,
So
yeah.
it was just like, we'd rather like just have you home and like just
sure.
raise the kids to a certain point because it's costing us for you to actually work at this point. So I feel like it's just, sometimes they just don't have a choice.
But it's about choices.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
But you don't
because
have to have 3 kids either when at the same, a lot of women like have like
That
3 kids. And
My
you're like,
mom.
well,
my mom was
Our
like
moms.
that. Yeah, she was like
Okay.
that. She was very like that. And I feel about, men being not, chivalrous or I think it's our fault. Well, especially here in Quebec. I have friends that go on a first date, the guy proposed to pay the bill and you go, what the hell? I'm paying my
Oh.
part. Yeah, they're being aggressive.
I think that's a Quebec thing.
It's a Quebec
it is.
thing.
Yeah.
It is.
It's absolutely a
I've
Quebec
never ever
thing.
been asked, you want 2 checks? Only here.
Only
Here,
here?
I've
yeah.
never
It
ever
is
been
so
asked that.
awkward
I've
sometimes.
never-
Like, Don't you see we're married? Like, do you think I'm a mistress? Like, what do you think this is?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
asking me if I
Yes,
want to
it's
separate.
weird.
Yeah,
It's
it
only here
Yeah.
that, in New
only
York,
here.
no one's ever.
No?
No.
said
In
that,
Toronto, even
No,
in
in the
Toronto.
U.S., no.
Yeah.
Not even.
It's
They never
here.
ask you for 2 checks.
I've actually here, I've even had a girl say, like, I forgot, we were talking about something, and I was like, oh, it's nice, I think my husband at the time had, like, given me a flower or something. And she was like, ugh, a flower. And I'm like, what do you mean, ugh? What do you mean, ugh? Like, what is that? She's like, oh, yeah, I don't want flowers. Like, I'd rather, like, we go on a trip or something more practical. And I'm
Oh,
like, I think
God,
it's
kills-
nice. It shows
Okay.
like chivalry and like romance and stuff. She's like, oh God, you're one of those feminists. And I'm like,
This was your waitress?
no, this was a girl, like a girl I knew at the time. Yeah, it was weird. And so here, I think there's a negative connotation to the word feminism.
Yes.
And it's a completely different
It's different.
feel, I find.
I do agree.
Yeah.
It is different.
'Cause-
It's so strong.
I think I'm a feminist, but I definitely want chivalry. I want my men
course.
to. I'm still very traditional in some of my values and in like gender roles, and I don't believe that takes away from me still wanting equality. And I think it's about equality. I think equal opportunities and choices. It doesn't mean like
What do you
don't
think
don't
about-
open the door for me
No,
or
because
like
the
don't
guy
get
will
here.
open the door, but I will make you breakfast
Absolutely.
in the morning.
Right, there's different
Like,
ways.
it's
Exactly.
exchange.
It's
Like,
Absolutely.
you treat me like a goddess, I'll treat you like a god.
Is Quebec
Yeah.
the only place?
I will.
Is Quebec the only place where you don't take your husband's last name?
Yeah.
Is it the
We
only
don't.
place?
It's in Canada. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I've
the
never
only
heard of that
place.
before.
Like here in Quebec, you really have to do a special request to take your husband's
Yeah.
name.
Right.
If not, you have to
I have to explain this
State your
every
name.
time we go see my family.
Oh yeah.
That I don't. They're like, why haven't you changed to like Eroge? I'm like, they don't do
You
that
got
in
married
Montreal.
here?
Yeah, our
Yes.
papers are filed here. Yeah,
Oh okay.
and they're like, and they think it's the oddest thing.
Really? I'm
I
actually
didn't know
okay
that.
with that though.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
No. You have to keep your name here. It's
But I think
like
you can, but you have to pay.
you have to
file.
pay.
Isn't it
a
like
special
2,000
request.
legal
Yes.
change?
Yeah, you have to do.
Like $2,000. Because
What?
I
Really?
contemplated it.
Yeah.
What?
And it's like a process. You can be declined.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
really?
Absolutely.
It's just like, can you
They're
get it?
like, it doesn't sound good. Like, no.
But honestly, even if I
absolutely.
could, even if it was I like my name the way it is, and I feel like it honors my family in a way.
Absolutely.
and it's part of my brand. So I don't see myself changing my name either way. But that aspect, though, I'm okay with.
I would add his to my
because
last
back in
name.
the days, when you got married,
Exactly.
you became your husband's property, hence
Exactly.
taking his name. Which I'm like, I don't want that. I have a name before I met
agree.
you. You know.
But down south, you can add it. Like my mom was Wheeler Dokes.
Okay.
So she would have
Hades
it,
like that too.
because we traveled a
Yeah.
lot, and so
Okay.
she would still have like my last name, and then my other siblings had Dokes, so she would have both last names. So I think I would be like Wheeler or Roger, because I know my kids would be Roger.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. It's true, but it's for mixed people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird, like to have
Oh, you?
to add Filosa, like Filosa, clearly not Italian.
It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. My mom is like that.
I guess mine would make that much difference. It kind of sounds the same. Like Cindy Charles is my name. If I were to take my husband's name, it'd be Cindy Owen. So it's kind of the same feel. It's
Okay.
not-
It's the same
yeah, it's the
feel.
same feel. But I
Vanilla.
mean, Cindy Charles just roll up your
That's hilarious.
tongue, you know. Sounds like a writer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Right. So I don't know. I don't see myself.
But
ever
still in
changing it.
Quebec,
But-
they're very.
But I get it.
The women are.
It's the fact that it's kind of imposed. I
Yeah.
guess is the one.
Yeah,
There's the
yeah.
part that's like, you
Yeah.
know. It's always about choice. I'm just always whatever it is,
Have a choice.
have a choice.
Have a choice.
Yes.
You want to stay home? Stay home.
Yes.
You want to be like a CEO? Be a
CEO.
CEO.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's your choice, boo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you better
Just
choose
that.
to be a boss.
Boss ladies.
Correctly.
Cheers. Yeah, correct that time. Yeah.